If you got yourself a step up from the Sidewinder and a decent frameship drive, and you think you're ready to venture out into the unknown abyss, well, I've got a few tips for you so you don't end up like this guy. So with the exploration changes and beyond Chapter 4, you can now get your name on a planetary body twice. Once for scanning it, and once for going to it and mapping it. Scanning now can be done right from the star with a new Discovery scanner, and mapping the planet's surface is done by the new Detailed Surface scanner. So the Discovery scanner is easy enough to use, just adjust the scanner to the right frequency, and look around until you find the body and just zoom in. The Detailed Surface scanner, on the other hand, requires you to shoot probes all over the planet's surface. You have to carefully aim so you cover at least 90% of the area. The Detailed Surface scanner is cool and different, but it's definitely a little bit trickier to use. Here's a helpful chart so you guys know where to aim depending on how big the planet is. Oh, and if you get the efficiency bonus, you'll get extra sweet money. If you remember anything from this video, remember KGB foam. You will run out of fuel. Don't be that guy that has to call the fuel rats because you forgot to buy a fuel scoop. Fuel scooping is simple. You just park yourself right by that hot toasty star and barbecue your shit. Only the following star classes can be scooped. KGB FOAM. What's that spell? KGB foam. Now the next tip is something so small that I actually literally did not know about this for years while playing Elite Dangerous. And that's if you look at your radar on the bottom and look at the star while you're scooping and going away from it, pay attention to the color. Did you see that? Did you see it change color? Well, once it changes color, it means you're far enough away that if you activate your FSD, you are not going to overheat. It makes it so much easier to know when you can go ahead and use your FSD and not have to worry about whether you're going to damage yourself and cook your ship. Now, the other thing to note is look at the top right on the UI. If you've never noticed that it says impact, alright, this is actually really useful if you're ever on a planet or you're struggling to see where the exclusion zone is. If you can't see it pop up, well, just look at the top right. If you're actually heading toward it fast enough that it's going to cause damage to your ship or you're going to collide with the star, it's going to give you an impact warning. So if you're out exploring for the money, Earth-like worlds and Waterworlds are some of the best planets to scan and map because of how much you get for them. You can increase your chances of finding these actually by plotting your route to only include F, G, and K type stars. F and G have the highest chances of having an Earth-like planet, and K-type stars have the highest chance of having a water world. So only plot these three. Depending on where you are, you might find that almost half the systems you jump to have at least one of these. For me, in literally just the past couple of hours playing, I had at least 4 water worlds and 1 Earth-like world this way. In fact, I wouldn't even bother mapping anything else besides these two. A lot of the times, actually, if I see a system that does not have either Earth-like worlds or water worlds or ammonia worlds, then I don't even bother mapping it. I'll still scan it, but I will not map it all. It's just better off to go to your next system and only map systems that actually have a water world or an Earth-like world. The last bit of info I'm going to give you guys is actually to have a ship with a pretty high jump range, because one of the biggest problems, especially if you're living inside the bubble, is getting far away enough so that you can actually find systems that are unexplored. Sometimes you have to go 1,000 to 2,000 light years away to be able to find it. If you have a higher jump range, you can get out there much faster. However, once you're actually out there, among undiscovered systems, I really recommend that you plot a route somewhere, but use the economic route plotting. This is going to shorten down your trips so that you actually go to a lot of systems. You'll find that what you normally could have done in 2 to 3 jumps might literally take you 20 jumps to do that. But this is a good thing. The reason you're doing this is so that you can explore a ton of systems, spend maybe an hour or two exploring, and by the time you feel like you're done, you just switch back to the fastest route, and you're going to realize you actually didn't even go that far, and you can get back faster into the bubble to sell your data than if you would have always had your maximum jump range as you were flying away to get to farther systems. So definitely keep that in mind, and I love having a high jump range. My Imperial Cutter has a 50 light year jump range, but yeah, like I said, once I get to an area, I just switch to economic plotting, and literally what would be 10-12 jumps gets turned into like 150 jumps depending on where you are, doing like 3 or 5 light year jumps. But that's awesome, because then literally you can get back to the bubble super fast. So I highly recommend you guys do the same thing. So if you follow these tips, you'll be out exploring and making money in no time. And always remember, never fly without a rebuy. 07 Commanders.